Hi there, I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, and let's take a look at the Western Pacific today. Got a few areas I want to talk about. First, a cold surge that is working its way across Japan into Taiwan and may even kick off a bit of the Amihan for northern areas of Luzon. Meanwhile, we also have a long-range tropical possibility developing out here near Guam and then moving towards the north and west. There's the leading edge of our cold surge right there, and also looking at some convection down towards the Philippines. In fact, let's take a closer look at that because definitely going to be seeing some increasing in showers across parts of Mindanao as we go ahead through our Wednesday, Thursday, and may even over towards Friday. Not so much for northern areas of Luzon. There's definitely going to be an increase in convection with that easterly flow on the southern extent of that upcoming cold surge. And look at all the convection there. Already seeing those showers over towards Yap and even to Palau, and that's gradually continuing to march its way off there towards the west. I know that parts of Davao, even over towards Cagayan de Oro, definitely have been seeing those increasing showers in the last 24 hours. If you do have any rainfall and you want to share, please check out my Facebook, Robert Speta Weather. Send me a video and I'll try to get them in these updates just so we can kind of tell your story out here. Take a look at that easterly flow, though. This is heading through our Wednesday. Kind of have those winds continuing to stream around the island of Luzon, kicking by for eastern areas of Mindoro, and also still continuing out there for parts of Mindanao. Look at the continued flow, though. This is by the weekend for the east coast of Taiwan. Definitely an increase in showers out there for you, and that is because of this. The culprit. You can see the leading edge of that cooler air mass right here, in fact. That's that cold surge coming down. This is infrared satellite imagery, by the way. That's why the colors are the way they are. Also, look at that. Those cloud streaks right in here kind of being invisible. In fact, just put this visible satellite imagery from NASA up on the screen. Kind of shows you what we're talking about. That sea effect, not quite snow machine yet, but definitely the sea effect clouds kicking in there at this time, and that cold surge is going to continue to pour south, pulling across Okinawa, increasing your northerly winds. Definitely going to be a brisk and choppy day out there for you as we go ahead through our Wednesday, and then continue to drift towards the south, bringing those windy conditions for northern areas of Taiwan, including Taipei, and then eventually over there towards northern Luzon as we go ahead through the weekend. Meanwhile, you can see that broad rotation right in here being picked up by the ECMWF, and even further towards the east. I'm going to talk about another area in just a moment, but you do see this on the guidance with the temperatures, just that area of high pressure trying to penetrate further towards the south as we go ahead through the upcoming week, and really more noticeable with the waves as those kick further towards the south. And this is what we call that cold surge, especially for mariners out there. And this was a big deal when I worked with the Navy. Anytime we had this set up, you knew it was going to be a rough ride. Hey, I want to take a look at this, though. This is the long-range GFS SpaghettiOs. I like the SpaghettiOs. This just shows kind of what the model's picking up. All the guidance I've showed you thus far is called an operational model. It shows you what the end result in the end kind of process is with the weather outlook for these particular supercomputers. But within that, there are actually about 20 to 30 members, and what this guidance tells you is how confident it is. And it is pretty confident with the GFS. Something really wants to develop out here in the Philippine Sea northwest of Guam as we go ahead through, watch this, by the 11th, 12th, 13th, and into the 14th. Now the big question is where? Well, we do have the leading edge of that cold surge lingering right around Okinawa through Taiwan into there. So as this moves off towards the northwest, it basically hits that wall and splits it in half, pushing it either over towards Japan, which would probably be the more likely scenario, or riding it west and weakening it out over towards northern Luzon. Definitely would be an increase in rainfall for Luzon. Long range outlook, really the big thing I want you to take away from this is that there is confidence in the fact that probably going to be something developing in this area of the world, just towards the northwest of the Mariana Islands, as we go ahead into next week. Of course, I'll keep you posted on that. All right, I haven't showed this very often, and why not? Let's take a look at it. The 3-day outlook with thunder showers out towards Bangkok. Let's fly over towards Manila. Got some thunder out there with some light winds. Winds out of the north, though. It could be picking up by Friday as that cool surge starts to push towards the south, but really it's going to be more notable for parts of Taipei as those winds kick in from the north as we go ahead through your Thursday with that rainfall in the forecast. Temperatures only getting up to about 20 with a northerly breeze. 31 mile per hour winds on Thursday, kilometer per hour, excuse me. my American is showing. Mostly cloudy skies as well, so those breezy conditions continue to kick in from the north. And then over towards Tokyo, you're going to be looking on your Thursday at a high of only 16 degrees. Winds also out of the north and west at about 30 kilometers per hour. So breezy, stiff breeze of a day. Breezy, stiff breeze of a day. My words are failing me. Out of the northwest with those cooling temperatures and passing areas of precipitation. Classic heading into October type weather with the changing of the seasons. All right, let's take a look at that flyover for the Philippines as well. Of course, I haven't forgot about you guys. All right, first, let's start off with the Northeast, and this is one thing I do want to point out here. Of course, 23 here on Thursday at Tokyo, but look at Ulaanbaatar. Yeah, I just like pointing that out. -7 is their low. Fantastic. Now we'll take a look at that flyover for the Philippines. Thursday, high of 30 in Cagayan de Oro. More rain in your forecast, as I mentioned earlier. Cebu at 30, Rojas at 29 degrees there. Legazpi as well. You're going to be looking at high 20s. Manila at 30, and then Iligan at 33. Look at the Cagayan Valley. It's the hot spot on the map with some passing clouds. I also want to say a big thanks to everybody on Patreon who continues to support this channel. $2, $6, or $10 a month. It really does go a long way. I'm never going to put this stuff behind a paywall, nor am I really making much money, not at all, off of this channel. But I know you guys really find it useful. All the money that is donated goes back into it. I have, the weather system that you see here, those fantastic graphics from Weatherscape, and not to mention the other equipment that is in this office here. It's cost money. I'm trying to build a studio in your spare bedroom. I won't lie about that. Anybody who, if you're curious, just look it up. It ain't cheap. I mean, at least to make it look good. Of course, one person could just put a phone up and some really terrible graphics, but it won't look good. May not be as useful. Anyways, that's all. I'm just trying my best here, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and a big thanks, once again, for all you guys on Patreon.